What's going on, everybody? Tad bit late on the Smackdown review, but hey, that's what happens when you do it. That's when you do YouTube and work on the side, or should I say, YouTube on the side for now and work. But anywho, this was a unique episode of Friday Night Smackdown just because they found a way. They found a way to make Roman Reigns, at least his promo, when he is on the show, they found a way to make it a little bit boring. But anyway, let's get into it. So, after recapping Money in the Bank, and then Roman Reigns, and then kind of sort of going into it about what's going to be on the card for tonight, Roman Reigns did his entrance. And you already know Roman Reigns' entrance is long as hell. So he does his entrance, and he doesn't even finish it. I think it goes all the way up to, if I'm not mistaken, it went all the way up to when he got in the ring, and then did a commercial break, and then came back from the commercial break, and he's still in the ring with his music playing. So I'm like, what? Because you took so long with a recap that we really didn't need. We really didn't need that long recap for Money in the Bank because we had one on. We watched Money in the Bank. We had one on Monday Night Raw. Is it really necessary to recap it for SmackDown too? I'm pretty sure the same people who watch SmackDown watch Monday Night Raw and watches the pay-per-view. Pretty sure we didn't really need the recaps all 2 nights in a row. But we get to Roman Reigns. He cut a promo. Basically just talking about how about SummerSlam, and then Paul Heyman, which is the bulk of the promo. He just talking about acknowledge me, and he said he talked about how the crowd was we got some boos, we got some cheers, we got some Roman chants, and everybody got a smile on their face except for Paul Heyman. And that's where the bulk of this promo comes in. This is where the main piece of it is. And it was about Paul Heyman having doubts because, as being the advocate for Brock Lesnar, they said that, hey, I'm worried because when Brock Lesnar had his back to the wall, when a match like this, when he only got one more shot at being a world champion, he's worried because that's usually when Brock is at his dangerous, is at his most vicious, and usually when that happens, he usually come out on top. And he ran down like all the people that they said he shouldn't have beat, like he shouldn't have beat The Rock, and became the youngest, I think the youngest world champion, or it was until Randy Orton. I think he was the youngest until Randy Orton came along, and then he said Undertaker, and then he basically just proceeded to tell Roman that if he wants to walk out as Austin Theory too. Like I forgot to say that too. When Roman and them was walking down the ramp doing their entrance, they didn't realize Austin Theory came out behind them, was standing looking intently like he had evil intentions, but they didn't notice him then. But yeah, basically he told Roman he had to be a vicious new kind of Roman if he's going to beat Brock Lesnar and retain his title, which we know he is because he's advertised to defend the title at Clash at the Castle, which is the next pay-per-view in London. Now, at that point, that's when we could speculate whether or not Roman is going to lose the title because, according to everything we've seen, we knew he was supposed to win against Riddle. It was supposed to be Orton, but now Brock Lesnar. But we didn't know he was going to beat the third person, which is Drew McIntyre. It was never stated that he was going to beat Drew McIntyre because they never had, they ain't had no opponents lined up for him after Drew McIntyre. But yeah, that was basically it. And then Austin Theory just came out, after Paul Heyman cut an amazing, did an amazing job. And his music was playing. They stopped his music to play Austin Theory's music as Austin Theory came running around the ring, taunting Roman Reigns with the briefcase. And at first Roman was like, "Who is this guy?" Blah blah blah. But then he realized what he had in his hand, and then Roman looked concerned because he realized that this guy is though he don't know who Austin Theory is. He knows that he's the winner of the man's Money in the Bank and has the opportunity at the title. So it kind of made him worried. We got the first match, which was just the worst way to start this off, which was the Viking Raiders versus Jinder Mahal and Shanky. This was just basically a squash match as the Viking Raiders won quickly. Like I said, it was kind of like the worst way to start it because it was just a squash match and really didn't mean anything. When it comes to just, the Viking Raiders versus Jinder Mahal and Shanky. But then the New Day of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods came out. They basically cut a promo on the Viking Raiders about the fact that they wasn't done with them and they was about to go beat their butts. And they went in the ring and got their butts handed to them by the Viking Raiders. So, again, this was the worst way to start off because nothing made sense or it wasn't really good. We got a Gunther promo where Gunther basically was talking about how if he was going to basically be like the Intercontinental Champions that came before him and defend the title, every week or stuff like that. But he said no, he's not going to be like that. He's not going to just be giving people championship matches. He wants people to earn a championship match against him, even though that's how he became champion because somebody gave him an opportunity. Shinsuke Nakamura came out and basically got in Gunther's face, wanted to shot at the Intercontinental Championship, and then Shinsuke Nakamura ended up getting into a match with Ludwig Kaiser, which is the second match of the night, which is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ludwig Kaiser, basically with championship implications, for Shinsuke Nakamura. And though Shinsuke Nakamura did put up a good effort, so I didn't mean to say it like that. Actually, Ludwig Kaiser put up a good effort, and it was an okay match, and Shinsuke Nakamura came out with the victory. Afterwards, Gunther punished Ludwig Kaiser because since Ludwig Kaiser and them on the same team, he represent, even when Ludwig is in the ring, he's supposed to represent Gunther, and by him losing and potentially by losing and potentially giving Shinsuke and by partisan, opportunity at the championship, he punished him by giving him chest slaps or the Ric Flair slaps to the chest. We got the Liv Morgan promo, which he basically cut the same type of promo as she did on Monday Night Raw. Pretty much, she was ecstatic, happy to be the women's champion. Then Natalya basically came out and did the same. I won't say the exact same promo, but it was basically still similar in style. Basically, she wants a championship match against Liv Morgan, but this time this will bring out Ronda Rousey, who also wants. She still congratulated Liv Morgan, but she wants a rematch for the championship. The bigger argument got out of hand with Adam Pearce making a match between Ronda and Natalya, which was the third match of the night. Basically, a repeat of Money in the Bank in every sense of the word. The match was just basically a repeat with the same finish as well, with Ronda Rousey, working still having a leg or knee injury. They still using that from Money in the Bank. And she still beat Natalya. So, we get on to the Max Dupree promo, basically this time, which is still not growing on me. I mean, it's still not working for me. All he did was have Mansei, and you know, I think that's what you call Mace. I mean, not Mace, but Mansoor. He called him Mansei, or I think it's either that or Mace. One of them he called Mansei. I can't remember because the promo was bad because I didn't really care for it. It didn't really even make sense. Like, he just basically coming out with them basically modeling. Like, I thought that would just go be the group name. I didn't know he was really gonna have them come out and model, do some stupid model stuff. You know, I eventually want to see them wrestle, but then we got what you thought was going to be another match with Aaliyah. I think it was supposed to be a tag team match with Aaliyah and Lacey Evans, but really it turned into a promo because Lacey Evans she came out to the to not a great reception, and then she came out the second time, and then it didn't really get loud enough for her. But basically, in turn, this was a heel turn promo for Lacey Evans as she basically talked about how she poured her heart out, her heart and soul out to the crowd and the people at home, and she didn't like the reception she was getting. So she basically says she screwed the match. She's not doing it because she felt disrespected. And where Aaliyah tried to, ask her, to tell her to stay and confront her, like, where you going? We got a match. She hit Aaliyah with the woman's right. Welcome back, Aaliyah. And so basically they finally decided to turn Lacey Evans heel when they couldn't decide which brand she was going to be on. So once they finally nailed down what brand she was going to be on, they finally turned her heel. Okay. So then the next match ended up being, instead of Lacey Evans and Aaliyah, it ended up being the Usos versus the Los Lotharios. And that was an okay match. The Usos won. It didn't really mean nothing other than to use the moment to tell the Usos that they're going to have to, because of the controversy of how they won at Money in the Bank, they will have a rematch with the Street Profits for the titles at SummerSlam. And this time, it will be a special guest referee. We got the main event, which was Drew McIntyre, which is supposed to be Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus to determine who will face the undisputed WWE Universal Champion at Clash of the Castle. But for some reason, I guess Sheamus got COVID. He got something, and said he couldn't compete, but he had Butch compete in his place. And that, I guess, the match, since he had Butch compete in his place, the match is going to happen sometime later, so that they could determine who will be going to Clash of Champions, even though Drew McIntyre already declared it. Okay. Anyway, the match itself was fine. It really didn't matter now because it wasn't the match that we was going to get. And Butch lost to a Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre. Overall, this episode of Smackdown was not good. It was not good at all because, I really can't even, the Roman Reigns promo was kind of stupid. Maybe the Gunther stuff was good. Liv Morgan's promo was okay, so I actually liked that. Everything else, I really didn't like. None of the matches was good. None of the matches was good at all. Because it wasn't good because it didn't have any. It didn't just have nothing to it. Other than I will say the Lacey Evans turning heel part was also okay. But with all that being said, I would give this episode of Friday Night Smackdown, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Big up just because, it was just a meh or okay episode, which is basically average. 5 is if I said meh or okay, that just means average. It was an average episode. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of Friday Night Smackdown. If you enjoyed it, then you hit this button right there. not right, up here in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much and want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, hit that thanks button, and hit that join button if you want to see me react to your favorite TV shows. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere, because I got another review and some reactions coming your way. Peace out.